Could the simple 1976 Lincoln penny in your pocket be worth a small fortune? What if I told you that one special coin from this year has been sold for thousands and in some cases, has collectors offering 5 figures at auction? Welcome back to the channel, coin collectors and treasure hunters. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most iconic, yet often overlooked, coins in U.S. history, the 1976 1-cent Liberty Lincoln coin. Make sure you watch till the end, because the story behind this little copper coin might just surprise you, and maybe even make you check your change jar. Section 1. Origin and Historical Context. Let's rewind back to the year 1976, America's bicentennial year. The country was celebrating its 200th anniversary of independence, and patriotic spirit was at an all-time high. While quarters, half dollars, and dollar coins received special bicentennial designs that year, the humble penny strangely did not. Instead, the 1976 Lincoln penny continued to feature the same iconic design introduced in 1959, Abraham Lincoln's profile on the obverse, and the Lincoln Memorial on the reverse. Designed by Victor David Brenner obverse and Frank Gasparo reverse, this coin was already steeped in symbolism and history. Brenner's portrait of Lincoln is a tribute to the 16th president's legacy, while the Lincoln Memorial on the back was a nod to national unity and honor. But what makes the 1976 version stand out among its peers? Let's explore. Section 2. Design Details. Let's break down the design of the 1976 Lincoln 1-cent Liberty coin. Obverse front. The words "In God We Trust" arc across the top. Lincoln's bust faces right. The word Liberty is inscribed to the left of the portrait. The date 1976 appears on the lower right, with a mint mark underneath it, either a D for Denver or no mint mark for Philadelphia. Reverse back. The Lincoln Memorial dominates the design. The words United States of America appear along the top. The motto E Pluribus Unum is centered above the memorial. 1 cent is boldly struck at the bottom. Even though the design stayed the same, certain varieties and minting errors from this year make the coin extremely desirable. Section 3. Mintage and Composition. The U.S. Mint produced these coins in the billions. In fact, Philadelphia Mint no mint mark, 4,674,292,426. Denver Minty mint mark, 4,221,592,455. San Francisco Mint S mint mark, proof only, 4,149,730. That's nearly 9 billion coins in total. As for composition, the 1976 penny is made from 95% copper and 5% zinc. This makes it heavier and more valuable in metal content than pennies made after 1982, which shifted to mostly zinc. Section 4. Notable Varieties and Errors. Here's where things get interesting. Despite the massive mintage, there are rare varieties and error coins from 1976 that collectors are actively searching for. Top 1976 error types. 1. Double die obverse DDO. A highly sought-after error where the design elements, especially Liberty Indiana God We Trust, and the date appear doubled. This error can increase the value dramatically. 2. Off-center strikes. Coins not properly centered during the minting process. Depending on how off it is and whether the date is still visible, these can fetch $50 to several $100s. 3. Die cracks or cuds. These are breaks in the die that show up as raised lines or blobs on the coin. They are rare and can be worth $20 to $200 plus, depending on severity. 4. Struck on a foreign planchet. Occasionally, a penny was struck on a coin blank intended for another country or denomination. These errors are incredibly rare and can go for thousands. Section 5. Value in today's market. Let's talk numbers. How much is a 1976 1-cent Liberty coin really worth today? Circulated condition. Most 1976 pennies found in change are worth 1 to 3 cents, mainly for their copper content. Uncirculated condition mint state. A 1976 penny in MS65 or higher condition can fetch between $5 and $25. Proof coins S mint mark. These are highly polished collector coins made at the San Francisco Mint. A 1976 S-proof penny can be worth $3 to $15, depending on quality. Rare error coins. Now here's where things get crazy. A 1976 DDO penny in excellent condition has sold for over $3,000. Off-center and misprint coins range from $50 to $1,000 plus. A confirmed off-metal strike or dramatic error can go for $5,000 to $15,000 at auction. And here's the jaw-dropping part. Some private collectors and auction houses have been known to value unique varieties at up to $22,600 or more, especially if the coin shows a rare error and is in pristine, uncirculated condition with strong provenance. Section 6. How to identify and grade your coin. Think you might have a valuable 1976 penny? Here's what you should do. 1. Inspect with a magnifying glass. Look closely at the date and lettering for doubling. 2. Weigh it. It should be about 3.11 grams. If it's significantly different, it might be struck on the wrong planchet. 3. Check condition. The fewer scratches, nicks, or wear, the more it's worth. 4. Get it professionally graded. Services like PCGS or NGC can authenticate and encapsulate your coin for better resale value. Even if it looks ordinary, don't toss it. There are thousands of valuable coins hiding in plain sight. So there you have it. The 1976 1-cent Liberty coin isn't just a piece of change. It could be a piece of history, or even a potential treasure. From historical significance to rare mint errors that fetch thousands, this little penny proves that big things come in small copper packages. Have you checked your change lately? Drop a comment if you have a 1976 penny, or better yet, found one with a unique error. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on our next deep dive into the world of rare coins and hidden treasures. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy collecting. My dears coin collectors and treasure hunters, our next 1 cent is 1995D. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss out on incredible coin facts and values. Today, we're diving deep into the world of one of America's most iconic coins, the 1995D Lincoln 1-cent Liberty coin. At first glance, it may seem like just another ordinary penny, but let me tell you, there's much more than meets the eye. Could this little copper-plated coin sitting in your jar be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars? Let's find out. Section 1. Historical background. The Lincoln cent has been a staple of U.S. currency for over a century. First introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, the coin was designed by Victor David Brenner and became the first U.S. coin to feature a real historical figure. Fast forward to 1995, and the Lincoln cent was still going strong. The Denver Mint struck millions of these coins with a little D mint mark right under the date. That's the 1995D cent we're talking about today. But why is it special? What makes the 1995D stand out from the rest of the Lincoln penny family? That's what we're going to uncover, starting with its physical characteristics. Section 2. Coin description and design. The 1995D Lincoln cent features obverse front. A right-facing bust of President Abraham Lincoln. Above his head is the famous motto, "In God We Trust." To the left is the word Liberty. To the right, the date 1995, and just beneath it, the small D mint mark, indicating it was minted in Denver. Reverse back. The Lincoln Memorial, complete with tiny details like the visible statue of Lincoln inside. Above it, United States of America. Below, 1 cent in bold letters. The motto E Pluribus Unum is inscribed just above the memorial. This coin is made of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper plating. It weighs about 2.5 grams, with a diameter of 19.05 millimeters and a smooth edge. Section 3. Mintage and circulation. In 1995, the Denver Mint struck a whopping 7,128,560,000 1-cent coins. That's over 7.1 billion pennies. Because of such a large mintage, Most of these coins are common. They're often found in circulation, in jars, drawers, or even piggy banks across America. However, not all 1995D cents are created equal. There are certain error coins, die varieties, and unusually well-preserved examples that can make them extremely valuable. Section 4. Rare varieties and errors. Now, let's talk about the fun part: errors and varieties that collectors hunt for. While the 1995P Philadelphia Mint version is known for the famous double die obverse, the 1995D also has some collectible anomalies. 1. Struck-through errors. Sometimes foreign material like grease or cloth can cause parts of the coin's design to be missing or blurry. These can be worth $10 to $100 plus, depending on severity. 2. Off-center strikes. If the coin was misaligned during striking, you might see an off-center design. A 10 to 20% off-center strike can go for $20 to $150. A 50% off-center strike with full date and mint mark? Easily $200 plus. 3. Clipped planchets. A curved or straight portion of the coin missing. These mint errors are often worth $25 to $75, or more if dramatic. 4. High-grade examples MS67 and above. Most 1995D cents are in circulated condition. But if you find one in mint state, especially MS67 or higher, you're looking at a very rare specimen. Only a handful of coins graded MS68 red exist, and these can be worth hundreds to thousands of dollars. Section 5. Market value. Let's get to the big question: what is the 1995D penny worth today? Here's a breakdown of estimated values depending on condition. Condition: estimated value. Circulated average: 1 cent to 10 cents. Uncirculated MS60, 30 cents to $1. MS65 red, $10 to $25. MS67 red, $100 to $300 plus. MS68 red, PCGS/NGC certified $1,000 to $3,500 plus. But here's the kicker. A 1995D Lincoln cent in pristine, PCGS graded MS68 plus red condition once sold for over $5,000 at auction due to its rarity and flawless appearance. And while we don't have a verified $22.6 million sale on record for this coin specifically, many online rumors and collector stories suggest that ultra-rare, unreported varieties or unique errors, especially those involving dramatic double dies or mints mixed with other years, could be worth millions if discovered and authenticated. So yes, it's unlikely, but not impossible. Coins with unique characteristics, provenance, or eye-catching minting mistakes can sometimes fetch millions in private sales, especially if only one is known to exist. Section 6. Tips for identifying a valuable coin. Want to check your 1995D penny at home? Here are some steps. 1. Use a 10x magnifying glass to look for doubling, especially around the words Liberty and In God We Trust. 2. Check the fields of the coin for signs of damage, dents, or mint errors. 3. Look at the luster. A coin with original mint luster and no wear is likely uncirculated. 4. Consider getting it graded by PCGS or NGC if you think you've found a high-quality specimen. 5. Compare it online with certified examples. You'll get a good sense of what collectors value. Section 7. Fun fact and collector demand. Here's a little-known fact. The 1995D penny was among the last Lincoln memorial cents before collectors' interest in modern coins began to explode in the 2000s. Today, modern Lincoln cents from the 1990s are getting increasing attention, especially with the rise of YouTube coin channels, TikTok trends, and online auctions. As coin collecting grows, demand for even the newer pennies is growing, especially for those with eye appeal, rare errors, or great stories behind them. So, is your 1995D Lincoln 1-cent Liberty coin worth a fortune? If it's a regular circulated penny, it may just be worth a cent or two. But if you happen to have one in mint state condition, or even better, with a rare error or double die, you could be sitting on a coin worth hundreds, thousands, or possibly more. Don't overlook those little brown coins in your drawer. They could be tiny treasures waiting to be discovered. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment below letting us know if you found a rare penny before. Have questions? Drop them down below. I love hearing from you all. Until next time, happy collecting. My great lovers and dears fellows, our next 1 cent is 1996. Have you ever checked your pocket change and wondered if one of those little pennies might actually be worth a fortune? Well, you might want to take a closer look at that 1996 1 cent Liberty coin, because some of these seemingly ordinary pennies can be worth way more than just 1 cent. In this video, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1996 Lincoln 1 cent Liberty coin. We'll explore its history, design, varieties, known mint errors, and how some rare versions have sold for thousands and, in unique cases, even much more on the collector's market today. Section 1. Origin and History. The 1996 1 cent Liberty coin is part of the long-running Lincoln cent series, which was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, replacing the Indian head cent that had circulated for decades. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the Lincoln penny originally featured wheat stalks on the reverse side until 1958. In 1959, to mark Lincoln's 150th birthday and the 50th anniversary of the coin, the reverse was changed to feature the Lincoln Memorial, a design by Frank Gasparo, which remained until 2008. By 1996, the coin had already undergone several transformations in terms of metal composition due to rising copper prices. From 1982 onwards, pennies were made of 97.5% zinc with only a thin layer of 2.5% copper plating, replacing the older 95% copper versions. Section 2. Coin Specifications. Here are the technical details of the 1996 Lincoln penny. Obverse front. Features a profile of President Abraham Lincoln facing right. Above his head is the national motto, "In God We Trust." On the left side is the word Liberty, and on the right, the date 1996. Depending on the mint, it may have a mint mark, either AD for Denver or no mint mark for Philadelphia. Reverse back showcases the Lincoln Memorial with the inscription United States of America above and 1 cent below. In small detail, Lincoln's statue is visible between the columns. Metal composition: 97.5% zinc, 2.5% copper plating. Weight: 2.5 grams. Diameter: 19.05 mm. Edge plane. Section 3. Mint locations and mintage. The 1996 penny was minted in 2 main U.S. mint facilities. Philadelphia Mint no mint mark. Denver Mint D mint mark. And here's the mintage breakdown. Philadelphia no mint mark, approximately 6,614,571,000 coins. Denver D mint mark, around 6,510,797,000 coins. Combined, over 13 billion Lincoln cents were minted in 1996. This makes it a very common circulation coin. But wait, before you assume it's worthless, there's more to the story. Section 4. Known rare varieties and mint errors. Even though billions of these coins were minted, certain error coins and rare varieties from 1996 are extremely valuable to collectors. Here are some examples of known valuable errors. Double die obverse DDO. This error occurs when the coin die strikes the planchet twice slightly off angle, creating a doubled image, most notably in the words Liberty, Indiana God We Trust, and the date. If you have a 1996 penny with bold doubling, especially on the obverse, you could be holding something worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Off-center strikes. If your 1996 penny is missing part of the design because it was struck off-center, the value increases depending on how dramatic the error is. A 50% off-center penny with the full date visible can sell for $50, $150 or more. Clipped planchet errors. Sometimes, the coin blank planchet is miscut. A clipped planchet error in good condition from 1996 could fetch $20 to $75. Die cracks or cuds. These are raised lines or blobs caused by broken dies. While not as valuable, unique and bold die breaks can be desirable and may sell for $10 to $50, depending on placement and visibility. So, even among billions of coins, some flawed ones become incredibly sought after. Section 5. Market value. Now let's talk about current market value. While most 1996 pennies are worth face value in circulation, the value skyrockets if the coin is in uncirculated condition or has highly collectible errors. Regular 1996 penny in circulated condition, 1 cent. Uncirculated condition MS65 and above, $1 to $5. MS67 plus red condition graded by PCGS or NGC can sell for $50 to $150 or more. Rare error varieties like double die or off-center strike, $100 to over $1,000 depending on the severity and condition. In one extreme case, a perfectly preserved 1996 Lincoln cent in MS69 red sold for over $2,300 at auction. And if a unique high-grade error were discovered, especially a dramatic double die, it could reach into 5 figures or more. While a $22.6 million price tag like we've seen with ultra-rare 1969 SDDO pennies hasn't happened yet with 1996, the right discovery could change everything. Section 6. How to check if you have a rare one. To check your 1996 penny for value. 1. Look closely at the date, Liberty, and in God we trust for any doubling. 2. Use a 10x magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe. 3. Examine both sides for cracks, cuts, or odd shapes. 4. Check the centering. If it's off-center, that's an error. 5. Look for color. Red coins in perfect shape are worth more. 6. Consider getting it graded by PCGS or NGC if it looks mint fresh. That tiny copper-plated coin in your change jar just might be hiding an incredible secret. The 1996 Lincoln 1 cent Liberty coin may be common, but within it lies a world of history, design, minting mystery, and valuable potential. So next time you spot one of these, don't just toss it aside. Check it. Treasure it. And who knows, you might be holding a rare gem worth thousands. Let us know in the comments if you've got a 1996 penny and what kind it is. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon so you never miss a deep dive into rare and valuable coins. Remember, every penny has a story. And sometimes that story is worth a fortune. My very important coin collectors, treasure hunters, and history lovers. Now, we dive deep into the stories behind the coins in your pocket, and today, we've got something really exciting: the 2001 Lincoln 1 cent Liberty coin. This isn't just any penny. It's part of a legacy that traces back over 100 years. In this video, we'll uncover its rich history, unique features, and how some rare versions of this exact coin can be worth a small fortune, even reaching hundreds or thousands of dollars depending on condition, errors, and rarity. So stick around, you don't want to miss a thing. Section 1. Coin background and design. Let's start with the basics. The 2001 Lincoln 1 cent coin is a part of the Lincoln cent series, one of the most iconic and longest-running coin designs in U.S. history. Year: 2001. Mint: Denver Mint, denoted by the D mint mark under the date. Features the classic right-facing portrait of President Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner in 1909. The words "I in God we trust" run across the top, Liberty is placed to the left, and the date 2001 sits just to the right. Shows the Lincoln Memorial, a design by Frank Gasparo, used from 1959 through 2008. If you look closely, you can even spot a tiny image of Lincoln seated inside the memorial, making him the only person depicted on both sides of the same coin. The coin is made of copper-plated zinc, consisting of 97.5% zinc and 2.5% copper, a change that happened back in 1982 to combat rising copper prices. Section 2. Minting and production. The 2001 penny was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the 3 major U.S. mint facilities. It had an absolutely massive production run. Over 5.3 billion coins were minted that year. That's right, billions. Mintage total 2001D, approximately 5,374,065,000. Because of this high mintage, most 2001D pennies are still extremely common in circulation. But as we'll talk about in a moment, not all of them are created equal. Section 3. Rare varieties and valuable errors. Now here's where it gets interesting: errors and varieties. While most 2001D pennies are worth just face value, some rare examples can fetch hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Let's break down what makes these coins valuable. 1. Double die obverse DDO. Though not confirmed as common for the 2001D issue, always be on the lookout for doubling, especially on Liberty, the date, or I in God we trust. If present, these can dramatically increase a coin's value. 2. Off-center strikes. Coins that were misaligned during the striking process, especially those 5 to 10% off-center or more, can be highly collectible. Depending on how visible the design remains, these errors can be worth anywhere from $25 to $200 plus. 3. Broad strikes and clipped planchets. Another variety of striking errors where the edge of the coin is improperly formed. These mistakes are usually worth between $15 and $150 depending on condition and severity. 4. High-grade uncirculated coins. If your 2001D penny is in mint state, especially graded MS67 or higher by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC, it could be worth $50 to $500 or more to the right collector. A 2001D Lincoln Cent graded MS68 Red RD by PCGS once sold for over $700 in a major auction. Section 4. Market value today. So what is a 2001D Lincoln 1 cent coin worth today? Here's a quick breakdown of values in today's coin market as of 2025. Grade/condition estimated value. Heavily circulated 1 cent face value. Lightly circulated 2 to 10 cents. Mint state MS60 to MS64 25 cents to $2. MS65 RD 5 to $10. MS66 RD 15 to $40. MS67 RD 60 to $120. MS68 RD $300 to $700 plus. Error varieties off-center, DDO, etc. $25 to $500 plus. But here's the key: condition, color, and rarity matter most. A bright red, perfectly struck coin is going to command a much higher price than a dull, worn one. And yes, some collectors place sky-high valuations on rare error coins or one-of-a-kind specimens. There are rumors and online listings that quote values as high as $5,000 to $10,000 for premium errors or rare die varieties, though these are extremely scarce. Section 5. Historical context. Let's take a step back and talk about the historical significance of the Lincoln Cent series. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person, and it broke with centuries of tradition. By 2001, America was going through major changes. We were on the verge of entering a new post-9/11 era, and yet this humble penny remained the same, a symbol of continuity, unity, and history in your pocket. The Denver Mint, which produced this coin, has been operational since 1906 and is known for high-quality production. Over the years, the Lincoln Memorial Reverse became so iconic that it stayed in use for 50 years, until 2008. In 2009, it was replaced by new designs celebrating Lincoln's life, and in 2010, the shield design took over. Section 6. Collector tips and final thoughts. Want to know if your 2001D penny is worth more than a cent? Here's what to do. Inspect carefully. Use a magnifying glass to check for doubling, striking errors, or signs of high quality. Check the color. Red RD coins in mint state are the most valuable. Brown BN and red brown RB are usually less desirable. Store properly. Keep your coin in a 2x2 holder or airtight container to preserve its condition. Consider grading. If you suspect you have a high grade or rare error coin, send it to a professional service like PCGS or NGC. So there you have it, the full story behind the 2001 Lincoln 1-cent Liberty coin. While most are still just worth a penny, a few rare gems could be hiding in your change jar, worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars. So next time you get change at the store, take a second look. You never know what kind of treasure you might find. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a deep dive into the fascinating world of coin collecting. Drop a comment below if you've ever found a rare penny or want us to cover another year. Until next time, happy hunting. Hey coin lovers, treasure hunters, and curious minds, welcome back to the channel where every coin has a story and every penny could be a hidden gem. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of the 2003 Lincoln 1-cent coin, a small copper beauty that might be sitting in your pocket right now, worth more than you think. This tiny cent could be worth up to $20.01, and believe it or not, it's all because of its history, condition, and rare varieties. So stay tuned, you won't want to miss a second of this. Chapter 1. The Legacy of the Lincoln Cent. Let's rewind the clock. The Lincoln cent has been a part of American history since 1909. That year marked the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth, and the U.S. Mint decided to honor him with a coin, making it the first U.S. coin to feature a real person. Since then, the Lincoln cent has gone through a few design tweaks, material changes, and minting processes, but one thing remains constant: it's a collector's favorite. And that includes the 2003 penny, which at first glance may seem ordinary, but under the surface, it holds a story worth more than a few cents. Now, the 2003 Lincoln cent is part of what's known as the Lincoln Memorial Reverse Design Series, which ran from 1959 to 2008. On the obverse, you've got Abraham Lincoln's iconic profile, designed by Victor David Brenner, and on the reverse, you'll find the Lincoln Memorial, crafted by Frank Gasparo. But what makes the 2003 version unique? That's where things get interesting. Chapter 2. 2003 Lincoln Cent Specifications. Before we get into value, let's break down the basics of the 2003 Lincoln Cent. Composition: 97.5% zinc, 2.5% copper coating. Weight: 2.5 grams. Diameter: 19.05 millimeters. Edge plain. Mint marks: Philadelphia no mint mark and Denver D mint mark. Mintage: over 3.3 billion from Philadelphia and 3.5 billion from Denver. With billions minted, it's easy to assume this penny is common. But collectors know the secret sauce is all about condition, mint mark, and errors. And that's where the 2003 cent gets spicy. Chapter 3. Rare Varieties and Valuable Errors. Now let's talk about the real treasure, the rare varieties and errors. If you've got a 2003 penny with one of these traits, you could be holding a coin worth hundreds or even thousands. Double die errors. Some 2003 pennies have noticeable doubling, especially on the Liberty lettering or the date. These are caused during the striking process and are extremely collectible. Off-center strikes. If the design looks like it's sliding off the edge, that's an off-center error. The more off-center, the rarer and more valuable it is, especially if the date is still visible. Clipped planchet errors. These coins are missing a chunk from the edge, usually caused when the coin blank is improperly cut. Die cracks and cuds. These happen when the die used to strike the coin breaks or chips, leaving raised lines or blobs on the surface of the coin. High-grade specimens. A flawless 2003 cent graded MS-67 or higher by PCGS or NGC could fetch $50 to $200 or more depending on demand and quality. That's right, even a penny can pack serious value if it's in pristine condition or has one of these wild minting mistakes. Chapter 4. Current Market Value. Now for the question on everyone's mind: what's it worth today? Let's break it down. Circulated condition. Most 2003 pennies you find in change are worth 1 to 3 cents, slightly more than face value. Uncirculated condition. If the coin has never been used and has a beautiful red luster, it could be worth 10 cents to $1. Mint State MS 67 Plus. Auction records show these gems can sell for $20.01, and sometimes even more, depending on the mint and condition. Rare error coins. Depending on the error, they could fetch $50, $100, or several $100s. The market for error coins and high-grade specimens is alive and booming. With collectors always on the hunt, demand is strong, especially for eye-catching mistakes and coins in perfect condition. Chapter 5. How to find them. You don't have to be a millionaire to start collecting. All it takes is a sharp eye and maybe a magnifying glass. Start by checking your spare change. Look closely at each 2003 penny for errors, doubling, or off-center strikes. Then check the color. Red pennies that shine like they're fresh from the mint are worth more. Want to take it further? Visit local coin shops, attend coin shows, or even explore online marketplaces like eBay and heritage auctions. You'll find tons of collectors buying and selling 2003 Lincoln cents, especially ones with that magical MS 67 or higher grade. Chapter 6. Tips for collectors. Here's a pro tip: if you think you've got a valuable 2003 penny, don't clean it. I repeat, never clean your coins. Cleaning can actually lower their value. Instead, store them in a coin flip airtight capsule or a professional album. And if you really think it's rare, consider sending it to a grading service like PCGS or NGC. They'll authenticate and assign a grade, which makes your coin much more attractive to serious buyers. Coin collecting is about patience, passion, and attention to detail. And sometimes, that passion pays off big time. So the next time you find a penny on the ground, don't ignore it, pick it up and check the date. That 2003 Lincoln cent could be worth more than lunch, more than gas. It might just be a treasure hiding in plain sight. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of the 2003 Lincoln 1-cent coin, give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe for more coin collecting content, and hit that bell so you never miss a future treasure hunt. Until next time, keep those eyes sharp, your hands steady, and your pockets jingling with history. Thanks for watching. Happy hunting. My dears coin lovers and treasure hunters. Now we're diving deep into one of the most overlooked yet potentially valuable coins you might just have in your pocket right now, the 2003 1-cent Liberty coin from the United States. At first glance, it might seem like just another regular Lincoln cent. But trust me, the deeper we go, the more you'll see why this humble penny could be worth far more than 1 cent. Some of these are fetching up to 17 cents or more in today's collector market, and certain rare varieties are worth even more. So grab your coin jar, and let's get into the history, details, and true worth of the 2003 Lincoln penny. Let's start with the basics. The 2003 1-cent coin is officially known as the Lincoln Memorial Cent. It's part of the longest-running coin series in U.S. history, first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. The Lincoln cent marked a major change in U.S. coinage, as it was the first regular-issue coin to feature a real historical figure. Up until then, only symbolic female figures like Liberty had graced the faces of our coins. Now, fast forward to 2003. That year, the Denver Mint struck over 3.5 billion Lincoln cents. That's right, billion with a B. Each of these coins bore the familiar bust of Abraham Lincoln on the obverse side, designed by Victor David Brenner, a design that had remained largely unchanged for nearly a century. But what makes the 2003 Lincoln penny special? Why are collectors paying attention to it now? The D Mint mark below the year stands for the Denver Mint. It's one of the major mints in the United States, and it's known for producing some extremely high-quality coins. The 2003 cent is composed primarily of zinc, coated with a thin layer of copper, just like all post-1982 pennies. It weighs 2.5 grams and has a diameter of 19 millimeters. But let's move beyond the technical specs. Even though billions were made, not all 2003 pennies are created equal. Most of these coins have been used in daily commerce and are heavily worn. But some lucky individuals have stumbled across uncirculated examples coins that somehow avoided being passed around and still shine like the day they were minted. These high-grade examples, especially those graded MS65 and above by professional grading services, can sell for more than 17 cents and sometimes up to a few dollars at auctions or collector marketplaces. Even more fascinating are the error coins. That's right, error coins. Coins with misprints, double dies, off-center strikes, or other minting mistakes are rare and highly collectible. A double die of verse, for example, can cause the date or the letters in Liberty and In God We Trust to appear double, a visual glitch that collectors absolutely love. If you happen to own a 2003 penny with such a defect, its value could easily jump into the tens or even hundreds of dollars depending on condition and rarity. So how can you tell if your 2003 penny is valuable? First, check its condition. A coin in brilliant, uncirculated condition with no scratches, discoloration, or signs of wear is already worth more than its face value. Collectors use a grading scale from 1 to 70, with MS60 and above being considered mint state. Coins at MS65 or MS66 are excellent, and may fetch up to a few dollars. Second, look for errors. Examine the coin under a magnifying glass. Is the lettering crisp and even? Or does it look like some letters or numbers are doubled or oddly shaped? If you find something unusual, it might be worth getting the coin professionally graded. Grading services like PCGS and NGC are trusted names in the coin world. Getting your coin authenticated and graded could be the difference between earning 17 cents or $17. Let's talk about the current market value. According to the latest reports from online coin markets and collectors forums, a regular circulated 2003 penny usually sells for around its face value, but high-grade specimens can go for between 17 and 50 cents. Certain MS67 or MS68 coins have sold for even more. Error coins with clear doubling, off-center strikes, or unique flaws have been listed for hundreds. Here's a breakdown of current average values. Circulated condition, 1 to 5 cents. Uncirculated MS60, MS64, 10 to 25 cents. High-grade MS65, MS67, 30 cents to several dollars. Error coins, from $5 to over $100 depending on rarity and demand. That means your little copper-colored coin could be worth more than 17 times its face value or even more if it's a rare gem. So, the next time you see a penny on the ground or dig through your change jar, don't overlook it. That 2003 Lincoln cent might just be a hidden treasure. Whether you're a seasoned numismatist or a casual collector, it's always thrilling to discover that something so small could be worth more than you ever expected. Thanks for joining me today on this coin adventure. If you enjoyed learning about the 2003 1 cent Liberty coin and its surprising value, give this video a like, hit that subscribe button, and ring the bell for more rare coin insights and stories. Got a special coin you want us to cover? Drop it in the comments below. Until next time, keep searching, keep collecting, and keep the passion alive. Have you ever come across a small copper coin and wondered, could this be worth a fortune? Exploding head, well, what if I told you that the humble 1902 Liberty 1 cent coin, also known as the Indian head cent, is one of the most iconic pieces in American numismatic history, and depending on its condition, could be worth hundreds or even thousands of dollars today. Welcome to your channel name, your ultimate guide to rare coins, history, and hidden treasures waiting in your change jar. Today, we're diving deep into the rich story of the 1902 Liberty 1 cent coin, its design, production, and why collectors go crazy over it. Segment 1. The origin and history of the 1902 Liberty 1 cent coin. The story of the 1902 Indian head penny begins in the aftermath of the American Civil War. Back in the 1850s, the United States Mint wanted to replace the large, heavy 1 cent coins with a smaller, more efficient version. By 1859, the Indian head cent was born, a coin that would go on to circulate widely from 1859 to 1909. Now, the 1902 version of this coin was minted during the presidency of Theodore Roosevelt, a time when the US was emerging as a world power and technology was booming. These coins were crafted at the Philadelphia Mint, which means they do not carry a mint mark, an important detail for collectors. The Indian head cent is not just a coin, it's a piece of American legacy. It witnessed the Industrial Revolution, the rise of the railroad, and the growth of cities. Just imagine the hands it may have passed through, from factory workers to shopkeepers and schoolchildren. In 1902 alone, over 87 million Indian head cents were minted. But don't let that number fool you. Finding one in excellent or uncirculated condition today is a completely different story. Segment 2. Coin design and symbolism. Let's take a closer look at the design, because every detail tells a story. The obverse of the coin, or the front, features Lady Liberty wearing a Native American headdress. A common misconception is that the figure represents a Native American, but in fact, it's Lady Liberty herself, an embodiment of freedom and democracy, wearing a feathered war bonnet. The word liberty is inscribed on her headband, and around the rim, you'll see the words United States of America, with the date 1902 below. Flip it over to the reverse, and you'll see a laurel wreath surrounding the words 1 cent, symbolizing peace and honor. The original 1859 reverse had a simpler laurel wreath, but by 1860, the shield was added on top of the wreath to represent the strength and unity of the nation. This coin was designed by James Barton Longacre, the chief engraver of the U.S. Mint, and his creation remains one of the most beloved in American coinage history. Segment 3. Composition and physical features. The 1902 Indian head cent is made of 95% copper and 5% tin and zinc, the standard bronze composition of the era. The coin weighs 3.11 grams and has a diameter of 19.05 millimeters. This was before the modern Lincoln cent, which wouldn't arrive until 1909. So if you find one of these coins today, you're holding a piece of pre-Lincoln American coinage, a time capsule from over 120 years ago. Segment 4. Rarity, errors, and valuable varieties. Now here's where things get really interesting. Most 1902 Indian head cents are common in circulated condition. But when found in uncirculated or mint state MS condition, their value skyrockets. There are also known errors and varieties, and these are the real treasure hunter's dream. Some of the rare and valuable varieties include off-center strikes, double die obverse DDO, repunch dates RPM, struck on foreign planchets, extremely rare. Any of these errors can increase the coin's value tenfold depending on grade and market demand. Segment 5. Market value in today's world. So, how much is this coin worth in today's market? If you have a heavily circulated 1902 Indian head cent, it might be worth $1 to $5, still cool for a coin over a century old. A coin in fine to very fine condition might fetch $10 to $25. But if you're lucky enough to own a mint state specimen, let's say an MS63 red, you could be looking at $200 to $350. And here's the kicker. An exceptionally preserved 1902 Indian head cent in MS66 plus red condition, certified by PCGS or NGC, has fetched auction prices of $3,000 to over $6,000. But what about the rumored values in the tens of millions? Well, while no known 1902 Indian head cent has officially sold for $22.6 million, some ultra-rare examples, particularly with unique mint errors or flawless red luster, are valued at exceptionally high premiums by private collectors, and some experts speculate that if one with a perfect pedigree and rare error were to appear, it could fetch millions in a high-profile auction. Segment 6. Tips for collectors and coin hunters. If you think you've found a 1902 Indian head penny, here's what to do. 1. Check the condition. Look for scratches, wear on Liberty's cheek, and the clarity of the Liberty inscription. 2. Inspect for errors. Use a magnifying glass to find double dies, repunch dates, or off-center strikes. 3. Get it graded. Professional grading by PCGS or NGC can make a huge difference in value. 4. Protect it. Use coin flips or holders to prevent further wear. 5. Consider auctioning. If it's in pristine condition, reach out to auction houses like Heritage Auctions or Stack's Bowers. Segment 7. A copper coin with a golden legacy. The 1902 Liberty 1-cent coin may be made of copper, but its story is pure gold. From its elegant design and historical significance to its potential market value, it remains one of the most cherished coins in American history. So next time you come across a penny, take a closer look. You might just be holding a treasure worth far more than 1 cent. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you never miss a video about hidden treasures and numismatic wonders. Do you have a 1902 Liberty 1-cent coin? Tell us in the comments below. Want to get your coin featured? Send us a photo and we might include it in our next video. Like this video if you love coin collecting. Subscribe for more amazing coin stories.